welcome to my channel. This video is going to be all about how to do Disney with a baby. Now before I get started, let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Kelsey. I'm a 24-year-old stay-at-home mom to an 8-month-old baby boy, and this is my channel, Magic with Mama. We post lots of Disney content and motherhood, lifestyle, tips, tricks, all that kind of stuff. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, go ahead and subscribe. I'd love to have more of you guys join the family. If you're looking for a comprehensive video on how to do Disney trips with an infant, then you've come to the right place. I have taken my 8-month-old son 4 times since he has been born, and the earliest time was actually when he was only 3 months old. Plus, before becoming a stay-at-home mom, I actually worked at Walt Disney World for 3 years. So this video is going to have lots of chapters with different kinds of advice that you guys can skip ahead and find the parts that you're looking for, or you can watch the whole video if you're interested in the whole comprehensive list, as well as I'm going to have links in the description bar of other videos of mine that kind of go more in detail on a couple of these topics. So if you're interested in that, just keep watching. Okay, so first of all, going to Disney with a baby is a lot different than going as a single person or even as a couple or on a family trip. It's different than anything that I had ever done before, and I've been to Disney hundreds of times. The main differences to me is that you're just not doing Disney in the same manner. You're taking a lot more breaks, you're kind of doing things at a slow pace, you're not riding as many rides, you're just kind of there to enjoy it and to be there, basically. There are a ton of rides that you can do with your baby that don't have any height requirements, and we do all of those rides pretty much every time we come. But those rides that I used to prioritize, stuff like roller coasters and just more popular rides, we're not really getting to do those as much on the trip. Plus, we're taking lots of breaks. I'm actually a breastfeeding mom, so I had to go nurse the baby quite often, especially when he was little. About 3 months, we were nursing every 2 hours for like 30 minutes every time. So that takes away a lot of your trip. So just kind of plan for those kind of breaks when you're going with an infant. Now, one thing that came in super handy, especially when my son was at that really young newborn kind of stage, were the baby care centers. So the baby care centers are in all 4 Disney parks, and they are basically a secluded area for families with young children to go. There's all kinds of stuff in these baby care centers. There is a general room where there's usually a TV playing quietly some Disney movies. It's got high chairs, little chairs for the kids, just a place to get out of the heat in the air conditioning and relax with your little kids. Now there's also nursing rooms in these baby care centers, as well as a huge changing room with multiple padded changing tables. Now those are awesome when you have been going to the restaurants and the other bathrooms, because all they have is the one hard concrete basically changing table, and there's usually a line for them. So if you're trying to have an easy diaper change, I suggest always going to the baby care center. Most of the baby care centers are centrally located, so they're not typically at the front of the park, they're more towards the middle of the park, so they're easy to get to ish wherever you are. The only exception to that is in Hollywood Studios. It is actually in the guest relations right as soon as you walk into the park. Now these baby care centers have the nursing room, the changing room, the family room, as well as a little shop usually where you can get baby essentials. Things like diapers, snacks, sunscreen, medicines, that kind of stuff. Now I wouldn't count on this always having what you need. Definitely plan ahead and bring exactly what you need, because every time we went, they were out of diapers in his size every single time. They do have hot water and bottle warmers, as well as a microwave in all of the baby care centers. So if you're working on feeding either with formula, if you're using purees, or even if they're older kids who are still wanting those warmed up meals that you don't get at restaurants, ones that you're gonna bring from home. This is a great place to go, and you can sit down, put them in a high chair, and warm up their meal. You can feed it to them. They have disposable spoons and bowls and everything all there for you. They also have dish soap and a large sink, so you can wash your bottles and your food utensils when you use them. That's a big help if you're someone who is using formula. That way you're not having to bring 6 or 7 bottles with you when you come to the park, so that you have a new one every time. Now, since we're talking about things you can use for your baby, let's talk about some of the things that I recommend you bring with you to the parks. Obviously, you're gonna wanna bring your diaper bag. I'm gonna upload a video soon of a detailed what I bring in my Disney diaper bag, and that video is gonna be linked in the description once I get that uploaded. So check that out to see if I've put it in there yet. But the most important thing that you're gonna wanna bring in your diaper bag is plenty of diapers. I underestimated almost every day our first trip, and we had to scrounge to find more, or I actually went back to the hotel room and grabbed more when we were on our break. You're gonna wanna have a backup outfit or 2, depending on how often you guys have blowouts, or if you're in that eating stage, if it's getting all over their clothes. Now, I'm a breastfeeding mom, so I didn't have to worry about formula and bottles all that much, but I did bring along a couple of formula bottles just so that if I was riding a ride or doing something away from the baby and Dad had the baby, he could give him a bottle if that was necessary. I recommend bringing these ready-made bottles that all you do is you twist off the top, and they come with a little topper that you put on and a nipple. The Dr. Brown's nipples and lids fit them as well. That's typically what we brought. And the best thing about this is that you don't have to wash this. Once they're done, you toss it and you just go wash off the nipple and you're done. You don't have to worry about lugging around a bottle all day long. It's perfect. Another really important thing that I brought on our Disney trips that made a world of difference for me and my baby were ear protection headphones. This is what they look like. These are actually kind of falling apart because we have used them on 4 Disney trips now. But basically these just pop on over baby's head, and it keeps the sound to a quieter level. I won't say that it cancels out all sound, because it definitely doesn't, but it keeps baby calm and not getting scared of all the loud sounds. Actually, a lot of rides at Disney are super loud for baby's ears. The first time we went, we didn't have those with us, and we tried to take him on The Little Mermaid, and he screamed the whole time because it was just so loud for his little ears. Ever since then, I've been putting those on him for every ride we go on, and he doesn't have any fussy moments on the ride. He gets to enjoy them and not be scared by the loud noises. Next, you're obviously going to want to bring a stroller. We started off with the Graco Modes pram, and that was really awesome when he was younger because you could click the car seat, the infant car seat, directly into it, and it also had the seat that could be a bassinet or the toddler seat, and it actually faced both ways. So that was super helpful on our first few trips. When he was little enough to fit in his infant car seat, we honestly just took his car seat straight into the parks and just put it right on his stroller, and we didn't worry about the seat at all. When he got a little bit older though, I started to notice that he was a little bit uncomfortable for those long days in his car seat, and that makes sense. We're spending all day with them in the parks. They're taking naps in their stroller. They're literally riding in there almost 80% of the day. And if it's not super comfortable for them, that's going to make a big difference. We decided to switch to the Baby Jogger City Mini 2 stroller, and that stroller is a lot more compact. It's easier to fold up, and it also will fit him for longer. But the stroller that you choose is really not that important. All that matters is that it is comfortable for your baby, that it can lay back so that your baby is able to take a nap in the parks, because trust me, they're gonna take a nap in the park. Even if they're only napping 1 or 2 times at home, they're going to end up napping more at Disney because you're putting a lot of stress on them. They're using a lot more energy than they're used to. So the ability for your baby to feel comfortable enough to take a nap in their stroller is super important. You want it to lean back. You want it to have a nice hood. That way they are able to stay out of the sun and relax a little bit. If you're staying on property at a Disney resort and you're taking the buses, you want it to be easy. You want it to be super easy to fold up and hold while you're on the bus. And then of course, you're going to want to have the right accessories on your stroller when you're in the Disney parks. My recommendation is that you get a rain cover for your stroller. That way when you are off riding rides and you've left your stroller in stroller parking, go ahead and throw that rain cover on no matter what, because Florida, it will rain for 20 minutes out of the middle of nowhere, and you're not going to want your stroller to be soaking wet when you go to put your baby back in there after that ride. Also, I recommend bringing a stroller fan or 2 because it is hot in Florida and your baby needs to be able to stay cool. That way they aren't getting overheated and fussy. The next tip is something that we utilize a lot when we have our baby on trips with us, is baby swap. Now, baby swap is a program that Disney will do on rides that have a height requirement that you can't bring your baby on. And what that does is basically your party will go through the regular queue and wait the line, and once they're off the ride, you're able to swap whoever wants to come watch the baby, and you can go ride the ride, as well as bring one person along with you to be your companion on that ride. And when you do that, you're actually going to go through the lightning lane, which is super helpful because you're not having to spend double the amount of time in lines every time you go. To use baby swap, it's super easy. All you need to have is your park ticket, whether that's a ticket on your phone or on a magic band, and you'll actually go up to the cast member at the lightning lane entrance, and you'll just tell them, I need to set up a baby swap. And what they'll do is they'll scan your magic band or your ticket or your phone or whatever, and they will set you up with basically a lightning lane. It'll say child swap for you, and then if anyone wants to be your companion, they will scan theirs as well. Now, that companion actually can ride both times. They can ride waiting in the line with the rest of the party, and they can ride with you the next time. Then once your family goes on the ride, they will come out, you'll switch off, then you and your companion can go to the lightning lane, and you'll just go through the lightning lane entrance. Somebody woke up from his nap, so he came to say hello. You say hi, baby. Hi, honey. Good morning. Okay guys, the last thing that I wanted to touch on in this video is staying on property at a Disney hotel. This is something that when you have little ones is super important, because not only can you take a bus back and forth through the parks very quickly, but you also have all of those amenities that Disney will offer for families. Disney will provide pack and plays as well as sheets for those pack and plays as long as you request them at check-in. If you have any older kiddos, or if you guys are co-sleeping, you can request bed rails for the beds because they are super high off the ground, and obviously the floor is pretty hard. That way your older kiddos are not rolling off the bed in the middle of the night, and you've got that pack and play for your little one. I do plan on doing a video all about how we set up our Disney hotel rooms when we go on our trip in September. So if that video is already out, I'm going to link it in the description, so check that out if you're wanting more information. We have a specific way that we set up the pack and play in our room. That way our little one is comfortable and has his own quiet little area when he is in the hotel room and we're not bothering him. But having all of these amenities and the quick back and forth from the parks is so much better than having to load up in the car to go take a nap, because chances are you're not going to be able to do that with your whole family if you're going all the way back to an off-site hotel room. Okay guys, that's all I have to share in this video. Like I said, there will be videos linked in the description box as I upload those with more detailed tips and tricks on babies and Disney. If If you guys found this information helpful, go ahead and like this video and subscribe if you think that you're going to enjoy the rest of my content. If you guys have any tips and tricks as well, leave those in the comments. That way I can use those for my future tips and tricks videos as I film them. But thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!